Hey everybody, before I go live this evening, probably around 6:30ish, 7 o'clock, that's about the time uh, we call it the witching hour. Very, very evil setup today. North Texas into Oklahoma and Kansas and portions of Missouri there, Kansas City, all the way down to Temple, Oklahoma, Wichita Falls. Uh, Not that many supercells, but about a half dozen of them. And just from what I was looking at on the latest one of the HRRR, these things are going to be exploding very rapidly. Winds in excess of 100 miles per hour, violent long track tornadoes, probably EF3, God forbid EF4, maybe 5s. That this whole setup is just very evil. So I'm going to run that real quick for the reflectivity, and we'll give you a look. Um, just for the benefit of our followers that have family and friends up there in that area. And running it now through 4 a.m. And let's go back here and we'll start it again here. So here we are going through the afternoon here 1, 2, 3, 4 p.m. And then as we start to get close to sunset, right around 5 o'clock, you start to see little targets popping up here. And this is in North Texas, just to the west of Wichita Falls. And as we roll through that, you can see how this thing translates eastward. And they get nailed. Very, very guerrilla hail, very possible with it. Then you go up in a Lawton, Oklahoma, just across the border, Apache, that's southwest of Oklahoma City, Moore and Norman. And this is right around 7 o'clock. And as we move forward, you see these things blow up as you get around 8 o'clock. Oklahoma City folks, this is nothing new for you, but you'd be on your highest alert tonight from Oklahoma City, Edmond, southward, um, all the way into North Texas, Bowie, Texas, Nocona. Um, we'll zoom in here. Henrietta, Bellevue, St. Joe. Uh, Again, this is northwest of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And moving upwards into southern Kansas, you see Pratt and Sawyer, another renegade supercell right there. And as we continue to move this forward, we'll go to 9 o'clock now. And this thing is taking a beat on Wichita, Kansas. And down here, seeing the south side of Oklahoma. Oklahoma City, Paoli, Pauls Valley, Wynwood, those areas there. Down in the North Texas, Gainesville, Munster, Valley View, Tioga, Pilot Point, Collinsville, Sadler. Again, this is north of Denton, which is just north of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And then we move up, and you can see things starting to fire up here in South Dakota. I mean Nebraska. Losing my geographical situational awareness. Southern Nebraska and the northern Kansas there, and that stuff's going to be racing off to the east. Watch what happens with this activity here as we move forward. Here we are, closing in on midnight now. And here's midnight, and see things have started to quiet down. But look, there's some renegade bullseyes around Tulsa, Broken Arrow area, Bartlesville, which recently just got hit by Barnsdall, got wiped out by a tornado. I mean, big time. Uh, Hard to say with these cells what they're gonna do. The one that went through North Texas is over here now, and in Northeast Texas and dying. This big supercell here. It won't. It's going to fizzle out before it gets into the Shreveport area. But basically, a couple of little renegades here in eastern Kansas. In Oklahoma, on up into Nebraska here, and as we roll this in here, you can see a lot of these bullseyes in here, and here's Omaha right here. You see my cursor spinning right there. There's Omaha. So they're going to take it on the chin with this as well. But folks in Kansas City, midnight's the witching hour for you guys, because watch what happens with this. Here we are at 1 a.m. Look at this stuff just blowing up. I mean, big time. And it's starting a race out of Kansas and it's going to rocket into Missouri. And Kansas City, after midnight, that's when you need to be on your highest guard. And then as we close in on a 2 a.m. hour, you can see some of this stuff still in that area, but now western Missouri, there's Jefferson City over here, all the way down to Arcola. Even down here northwest of Joplin, Jasper. It's not to say this stuff is exactly where it's going to be, but Joplin, you're in the moderate risk area. You guys, you know, we've seen the images and the videos of the EF5. This could very well affect you as well, but this stuff here, um, you can expect very strong winds with any of these thunderstorms, and kind of like an MCS here. So um, things are going to get crazy tonight. And as we hit 4 o'clock in the morning, you can see all around the Kansas and Kansas City, Missouri area southward and southeastward into Missouri. And look over here, Columbia, Missouri, some big time, Jefferson City, Meta. There's a lot of bullseyes being targeted in here. So just giving everybody a heads up. But hey, look, Iowa, you're not going to be immune from this either. You could see some big hail, thunderstorm wind gusts to 60 miles per hour. You know, we're painting in some bullseyes in here as well. Davenport, basically a line from Davenport northwestward towards Waterloo. We'll zoom in a bit. You can see Hudson, Urbana, Robbins, Cedar Rapids, all those areas. That's going to be in the wee hours of the morning. Make sure you have multiple ways to get weather alerts. And then we see one little renegade up here in Arkansas. But everything else is fizzled out here to the south. And I've got live radar on down there. So you can see severe thunderstorm watch down here for Georgia, Alabama, parts of the Florida Panhandle down there. Take a look at that in a minute. But that's going to be the overall theme for tonight. Rock a roll. And it's not going to be a fun ride either. So we'll get rid of the outlook there, and we'll take a look here real quick at live radar, and you see severe thunderstorms moving through southwestern Alabama. Stupid allergies outside. Um, Warner Robins, Macon, you're under severe thunderstorm warning right now, and this thing is headed uh, southeastward towards Adrian, Dublin, Swainsboro. What that looks like by the time it gets there remains to be seen. But y'all folks stay on guard as this stuff translates southeastward. Bainbridge, Georgia, Valdosta, Hazelhurst. This stuff could hold together and get into Savannah, down the Brunswick areas, maybe down into Jacksonville later on this evening. So stay alert down there. But as of now, nothing's brewing up here in the plains. So we'll take a look at visible satellite real quick, and you see got some cloudiness there, but nothing overall happening and popping off right now in the plains. And it's basically just a bubbling cauldron of heat and humidity, high dew points. We look at the dew points, and you can see these upper 70s dew points are creeping ever so further to the north, and we could actually see maybe some action down here a little bit south. But for the most part, all of the severe stuff is going to be up here in northern Texas, into Oklahoma, Kansas, parts of Nebraska and Iowa and Missouri. So let's just want to do a quick update before give you a heads up for those of you watching, and then we'll see what happens later this evening as we get closer to sunset. This stuff starts exploding and popping off. Um, we'll see how this goes. So for now, that's going to do it and wrap it up. And the next segment will come probably about 7 o'clock. So y'all stay tuned.